Hello, 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 and welcome to the Oasis. My name is Mike, of course. I hope you're all keeping safe and well, and thank you all for joining me for this live stream today. It's going to be a pretty interesting day today as Facebook Connect kicks off in around 30 minutes or so. So I thought it'd be kind of fun just to kind of hang out with you guys, chill out, and maybe we can talk about some predictions and speculations of what we might expect to see announced during this live stream today. But of course, before we get into that, I want to say thank you to everyone for joining, and let me say hello to a few people in the chat. So we've got Old TV, hello to you, Hunter McKay, we've got Old Timer, Knuckle Boy, Ken Punmonkey, Ben Gaskin, Paradise Decay, thank you for modding the chat, really, really appreciate it. Thank you, Alex, JBM, Wraith, Theo, Blocky Boy, Scyther VR, hello to you all. Thank you all for joining me today. I really, really appreciate it. I don't tend to live stream very often, but whenever I do, you guys always come out in force and support me and show me some love. So I really appreciate it. Like I mentioned just now, we've got about 25 minutes or so before the official event starts, just so you're aware. If you're interested in watching the official live stream, they're streaming that over on the Facebook Reality Labs Facebook page. I believe they're only streaming it there today. I don't think they're streaming it on YouTube. Or you can go and check it out in venues and actually watch it in VR, which is pretty sick. Although John Carmack did tweet out yesterday that if you want to watch it in venues with other people, then you have to have pre-registered via the official Facebook Connect website. So if you want to do that quickly now and watch it in VR, go ahead. If you want to stick around and be with me, that's absolutely cool. So yeah, do whatever you want to do. But yeah, it's great to see you all. Thank you all for joining. I really, really appreciate it. We've got so many people in the chat. It's crazy. Brady Chan, hello. D Hoofed, hello to you. Cosmicado, hello. Nathan, what YouTube? Hello to you all. Thank you all for joining. Thank you all for joining. Yeah, let's just chill out and just chat for a little bit. Thank you for the super chats, by the way, but you really don't need to donate. Yeah, I really appreciate it, but you don't have to at all. So please don't. This is just a kind of like a chill out, casual stream. I just want to kind of enjoy the event with you guys. Because this last couple of weeks has been absolutely insane for hardware announcements. We've had stuff from Pimax, we've had stuff from Vario, we've had stuff from HTC with the Flow, which I got to try out briefly in London. It's a pretty interesting headset. Not really that interesting for me as a gamer or gamers in general, but interesting headset nevertheless. But this is the event that I've most been excited about. And that's because Facebook, Oculus, they tend to announce hardware and, most importantly, in my opinion, software. And for me, it's all about the games. So yeah, that's what I'm really hoping for today, but I'll get into what I think might get announced during the stream very shortly. Hello to everyone. Hello to everyone. Also, feel free to drop your predictions in the chat as well. I'd love to know what you think is going to happen, and also what you've been playing over the last couple of weeks, and if you've been watching any of the other VR hardware announcement streams and which ones you're excited about. I'd love to know. So yeah, you know, it's been a good couple of weeks as well for games. We've had Resident Evil 4 VR launch on the Quest as a Quest exclusive title. They said it was exclusively for the Quest 2, but it seems like a lot of people have found a workaround to actually play it on the Quest 1 as well. So if you're interested in that, you can do some Google searches, and I'm sure you'll be able to find out how to do that on Reddit, because loads of people are posting about it over there. But yeah, Resident Evil 4 was outstanding. If you haven't played it already and you're a Quest 2 owner, you really should have this on your wish list. And yeah, you definitely deserve to play this one. It was fantastic. It took me like 10 hours to finish it. So it's like a proper full meaty game with a great story and tons of action. So yeah, highly recommend Resident Evil 4 VR. By the way, if you haven't seen this Japanese trailer, I'm going to play this for you now. It is one of the best VR trailers I've ever seen. So check this out. How they combined the live action is just phenomenal. They really did a great job of showing how cool it is to actually be in VR. Yeah, they did a great job with that. Razor Gamer. Hi, Mike. Can you notice me? I noticed you, bro. I see you, Razor Gamer. I see you. Of course, we had Lone Echo 2 as well. Let me show you the trailer for that if you haven't seen Lone Echo. Yeah, that was phenomenal. Lone Echo 2, like, I know most of you out... Oh, what have I done? I've skipped the wrong trailer. Yeah, Lone Echo 2, I know most of you out there are sort of like Quest-only gamers, but Lone Echo 2 really showed off what's capable when you've got a full PC powering, a VR experience. Some of the facial animations and interactions you have with Olivia, which is the character there that you see on this clip here, were absolutely phenomenal. Some of the best I've seen in VR. Absolutely mind-blowing experience. Again, sort of 9-hour story driven experience. You don't get these very often, so yeah, these are definitely moments to be treasured in VR, but of course you do need a PC to play it, so I appreciate that not everyone has an expensive PC to play a game like this, but if you do, highly recommend Lone Echo. Let's see what you've all been up to. Emulgun. Notice me, Mike. I notice you all. I notice you all. Yeah, so let's talk about what we can expect probably from the event today. Obviously, as we know, it's called Facebook Connect. If you're not familiar, previously this event has been called Oculus Connect. It was actually a physical event which took place in California, and I've been fortunate enough over the years to attend 3 of these physical events. They've been phenomenal. Some of the best experiences I've had at events, full stop. Not necessarily because it was Facebook or Oculus. They do know how to host a good event, but mostly because it was so great to meet with VR developers and fellow VR enthusiasts and all be under one single roof together, sharing this passion for virtual reality. It was always an amazing experience. So I'm super sad that we haven't been able to do the physical events over the past couple of years. I do miss it tremendously because I think it really gives me that energy and excitement boost for what's going to come in the future. But, with COVID, they have to do what they have to do. So now it's an online event called Facebook Connect. And this is where they're going to announce, things that are going on with Facebook as a company and their innovations in both VR and AR. So that's what I expect to see today. Let's have a little look. Please, no new hardware. We need games. Shaney D. I share your thoughts, dude. Yeah, I'm quite happy with the hardware right now. I have to be honest. I think the Quest 2 is a phenomenal headset for what it does and the price. Yeah, for me, that's why really over the past couple of weeks with the other hardware announcements from other manufacturers, they haven't been that exciting because there's been no real games to go with these announcements. Whereas I think today, well, at least I hope that we'll see some new games announced alongside new hardware. But maybe we should talk about the hardware for a little bit because I know a lot of people are getting a bit upset in the chat that they've just bought a Quest 2. I don't think you need to worry so much, and I'll tell you why. Because over the past few days, there's actually been a few leaks. I don't know if you've seen these leaks already. Let me show you the video clips. But these leaks came from a couple of people that I want to mention. Samuelia on Reddit and Basti564 on Twitter. they did some digging around some firmware files that were found on the Oculus website that hinted towards that had these like kind of 4 setup videos. They're kind of like almost little tutorial videos that you'd find when you set up your Quest for the first time. And they show a brand new headset, as you can see in these clips, and the one that I've posted on the thumbnail of this live stream. And it's black. It's got these. It's got hand tracking. It's got a charging dock. From these clips. It's got new controllers with cameras in. So yeah, pretty interesting stuff. It would also sort of coincide with other leaks and give them more credibility. We saw pictures of controllers a little while ago without any actual tracking rings, and that seems to be the case with these controllers as well. They've got no tracking rings, but they've got cameras built into them for tracking, so it might suggest that they can also do full body tracking as well, which is going to be pretty interesting. So yeah, that's kind of what I expect to see today. This headset, by the way, the form factor looks very similar to the image that Boz, VP of Facebook Reality Labs, posted a little while ago on Twitter. The form factor is almost identical, so it's almost like he was kind of teasing when he posted that as this, this is a product it looks like is going to be coming relatively soon. But it does seem that this product, this new headset, Quest Pro, whatever it's called, Quest, I don't think it's going to be called a Quest 3. I think it is going to be called a Quest Pro, like Quest Professional. I do think this is just going to be solely aimed at the business and enterprise market, so I don't think this is going to replace a Quest 2. I think that headset will come later down the line. Also, just to sort of clarify something else, because, and I was part of this problem as well, that I tweeted the other day that there might be 2 headsets announced today. A black one, which is this Quest Pro, shown in these little video clips, or what I believe to be a Quest Pro, and also a white one, which I thought might be sort of aimed at consumers as a sort of consumer headset. But it seems that Basti, who posted those texture maps of those those images, was actually incorrect, and it was black. And it just came out white in the photos, and this is what I'm showing you now. It might look a bit weird. That's understandable. But this is what they call a texture map. So you can wrap these textures around a model, and then you get a 3D model of the headset. But initially I thought this would be a white headset, but apparently it is just a black headset that's coming, not a white one. Basti was actually incorrect. So that's what we can expect to be announced during the live stream from Facebook Connect today, is probably this new headset. Obviously, Facebook are mad keen on sharing their plans for the metaverse as well. So expect news on Horizon Worlds, which they've been talking about for, seems like forever now. Horizon is obviously their big social environment, their social platform where you can meet up with friends, hang out. And they're currently funding people to build worlds within Horizon. I think it's like $10 million or something like that they funded, so pretty crazy. But they still haven't released this publicly yet. So I'd imagine we can get an announcement as to when we can expect to actually experience this, hopefully sometime today during the live stream. They've also obviously been pushing Horizon Workrooms, which came out a little while ago, a few weeks back. Where you can meet up and collaborate with colleagues, share presentations, share screens. It's a pretty cool platform, actually. Having jumped in it with a few other guys like GT and BMF, we were actually surprised at how capable that actually was. So, I can expect to see more talk around this as well today. Maybe we can play a little drinking game. So every time that they say the metaverse during this stream, you have to have a drink. I don't have anything alcoholic. I've just got some juice, but yeah, I'll join you with the little competition if you want to play that game along with me. So a lot of people in the chat are saying that I have one. I just want to be clear, like straight off the bat, to set your expectations. I don't have one of these headsets here, and I know you're probably all going to say, of course you would say that, but no. If you watched. What was it, Facebook Connect, or was it FA? I can't even remember what event it was now. I think it was Facebook Connect. They were announcing the Quest 2, and I actually had one. And I'd had one for a little while. It was like the hardest secret to keep it ever. But at the end of the stream, I could show everyone the headset, and that was really, really cool. But no, I don't have a headset that I'm going to be showing you at the end of the stream today, unfortunately. So I just want to let you know that. No one's going to believe me, but yeah. Nathy, Mike, be honest, where is the Sluco 2? Yeah. I don't know. I don't think, although I think this headset is close to release, I don't think it's going to be releasing imminently. I don't think it's going to be releasing today. I think it might potentially release before Christmas, or maybe, like previous years, kind of releases early the following year. But like I said, I think this is for business. I don't think it's going to be for gamers. So, just kind of keep your expectations in check. I'm not holding out for a gaming headset in today's stream. Hopefully I do see some games, though. I am hoping for some games. Also, let me know, what games you want to see in the chat. But certainly from my perspective, I want to see more gameplay of After the Fall, the game from Vertigo Games. That's kind of a bit like Back 4 Blood or Left 4 Dead. That kind of like co-op zombie shooter game. That looks really cool. Looking forward to hopefully seeing some more gameplay of that, because the devs did tease that they'll be showing something today. So that'd be pretty cool. Also, I want to see Splinter Cell and Assassin's Creed from Ubisoft. They announced a long time ago that they were working on those two IPs, converting them to VR. So yeah, hopefully we get to see some gameplay, or at least find out when we're likely to see those games. That'd be really cool. And another game that I'd really like to see more about is Boneworks Project 4. A lot of you might have even forgotten about this is actually a thing, but I think it was almost 2 years ago now, Mike Verdu, when he first joined Facebook as the head of gaming, I think it was, he announced on stage, I think it was at Oculus Connect 6, that Boneworks Project 4 was in development by Stress Level Zero for the Quest. But we haven't really heard anything about it since then. And I know that Stress Level Zero have been kind of teasing on their social media that there is a trailer ready. So yeah, I'm really hoping to see that today. How long left? We've probably got about 12 minutes left before the actual event itself kicks off. So if you've got any questions or stuff that you want to share, then yeah, feel free to drop them in the chat. Another game that's worth talking about, actually, that you might have missed during the last couple of weeks of announcements, because we had Lone Echo 2 and Resident Evil 4 VR, is this game, and that is Unplugged. It's kind of like Guitar Hero, but with hand tracking. If you haven't tried it already, it's definitely worth trying out. It's probably the most impressive hand tracking demo or game that I've experienced so far. They do some really clever stuff with the hand tracking algorithms to make it feel more accurate than it probably is. So yeah, very, very cool experience there. Any news on Mercenaries for RE4? No, none of the DLC obviously released with the VR version of RE4, but hopefully they can add it as DLC in the future. I really hope so. It's been like one of the most successful games for them to date, I think. So yeah, fingers crossed we get some more content for RE4. And hopefully they use this concept for future VR games as well, because, it seems that ports work really well, especially if they're a familiar name like Resident Evil. It attracts a whole gambit of like new gamers, new VR gamers to the scene, because they're like, what, you can play Resident Evil in VR? Like, heck yeah, I'm gonna buy a Quest 2 for that. So yeah, converting well-known games to VR totally makes sense. I want to see Dead Space. I've been saying that for a little while. Dead Space in VR would be totally epic, but let me know what you think. Warren Armstrong, is the Keynote in VR? Yeah, the Keynote is in VR if you want to check it out via Oculus venues. But like I said earlier, you have to register via the Oculus Connect official website to experience it in venues. You can't just jump in. That was confirmed by John Carmack yesterday on Twitter. Tagnar, Dead Space would be sick. Totally sick. It would totally make sense as well. Like, horror works incredibly well in VR, so yeah, that would totally make sense. Some leaks have suggested multiple headsets, one for business and one for gaming. What do you think about that? Omen Burst. Yeah, I covered this a little bit earlier, but I think that's wrong. Basti, who leaked those texture maps, confirmed earlier today that it is just going to be a black headset, which is this one that we think is going to be for business. So I don't think we're going to see a gaming headset today now. That's my opinion anyway. I think the Quest 2 is still going to be the flagship headset for gaming going forward. There will likely be another headset announced probably next year, but for now, Facebook don't really need to announce another gaming headset, I don't think. It's not like they've got any real competition that's threatening them right now in the standalone space. When is it starting? The event is starting in about 9 minutes, so you've got me for 9 more minutes. So if you've got any questions or stuff that you want to talk about, then yeah, let me know. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to just chill out, enjoy this event with you all. It's like I say, it's not very often I get to live stream, especially something as exciting as this. So it's cool just to hang out with you all and have some fun. Let me know what snacks you've got, by the way. I've got some epic snacks here. I've got a box of Celebrations. These are like I think this is a UK thing. I don't think you can get these anywhere else. But they have like little mini Mars bars, little mini Snickers, Maltesers, Twixes, Milky Ways, Bounties. I don't think you have that chocolate in the States or anywhere else. Yeah, so let me know what you're snacking on. I'm going to be enjoying those throughout the live stream. Imagine Silent Hill in VR. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That would be epic. Green. Mike, have you heard of the Valve Index standalone? So let's just clarify something. There's nothing official yet. I've heard a lot of rumors about an Index standalone called Deckard. That all came from, sadly it's Bradley. He's done a ton of research through patents and stuff like that. But yeah, it would totally make sense if they could bring the tech that's in the Steam Deck into a standalone VR headset that can play Steam VR content. Yeah, I'm all for it, but it's just a question of when. When is this going to happen? Is it going to happen next year? Who knows? I know next year is going to be an interesting year though, because PlayStation are going to be bringing their headset out next year, and that's gonna really change the game in terms of games. If you're a gamer, a VR gamer, then yeah, PlayStation should definitely be on your radar. Okay, so we've got an official countdown starting on the Facebook Reality Labs website. It's got 7 minutes to go, so we can answer a few more questions before we move over. Do you think they'll talk about cloud VR? That's really interesting, Jake. Good question. Cloud VR, I've actually tried. I actually tried it a while ago. What was the company name now? I can't even remember the company name now off the top of my head. But it worked. And they were just running the VR games from servers. And you could just log in, using just a headset. You didn't need to have a powerful gaming PC. Everything was just done in the cloud. And yeah, I totally believe that's going to be a thing in the future. Whether Facebook will be able to do it and pull it off, soon, I don't know. But I would imagine it'll be a thing in the near future for sure. Okay, let me just show you the event because it is starting. We've got a little countdown screen over there. I can leave that on in the background. Assassin's Creed is what will bring gamers over. Shadow, that was it. Yeah, you're totally right. Shadow PC. Yeah, that's what I got to try. And it worked really well using virtual desktop. So yeah, cloud gaming is definitely viable. But it's just a question of, if Facebook will offer it as a service. The problem is that we need the games, really, for it to be a worthwhile service. And the problem is most developers are making content for Quest right now, not PC VR, sadly. PlayStation would have been better if it wasn't for those crappy-ass Move controllers. Yeah, totally agree. That was the thing with PlayStation VR over the last few years. The games were phenomenal. We had like Blood and Truth. We had Iron Man. Amazing games. But yeah, sadly, it was the hardware that held it back. But I'm pretty sure that the PlayStation are going to come out the park swinging with their new headset. So yeah, I can imagine we're going to see some epic games announced with the new hardware. Aztec Consulting. Hey, Mike, just wanted to say it's great to have you back. Thank you very much, mate. Thank you very much. I appreciate that a lot because it's been a rough year for me personally. Having COVID, also having my appendix decide that it wants to sabotage my body and almost explode. That was fun. So I had my appendix out. So I've been out of the game for a little bit this year due to my health. But no, I'm excited for today, and I'm also very, very excited for what next year brings. And yeah, I appreciate you all being on this journey with me. So thank you very much for the comment, mate. I really, really appreciate it. So we've got 4 minutes, 30 seconds to go. Any AR or MR announcements? Well, I think this is going to be a VR headset. I think this is going to be a VR headset that has full AR capability with AR full color pass-through. That's what I believe anyway. Thank you everyone, by the way, for the super chats. Sorry if I've missed them. I really, really appreciate it. But please, you don't have to donate. I really appreciate it, but you really, really don't have to. I just want to be here with you guys to enjoy the event together. That's why I did this today. I just want to have fun with you guys. I don't do this very often. Maybe I should do this more. So thank you. Cass and Cherry in the chat. Hello to you both. Good to see you. The thing is, like, I get to, when I physically went to Connect, I got to meet all these amazing people like Cass and Cherry, Nathy. Yeah, it's always great to hang out with those people. Rowdy, Zim, the F Reality Bros. If you enjoy VR podcasts, by the way, you should check out the F Reality podcast. We go live every Saturday. We've just started doing it again. So that's on YouTube. You can watch the live streams there, or you can listen to the audio versions on iTunes and SoundCloud and Spotify. Wonder Platypus, thank you for the super chat. It looked like when the lady was showing off the clothes in VR, it was full body tracking. Yeah, it did. And I think some people posted that there were patents that suggested that you could do full body tracking, but it needed a mirror or something. It was really strange. But maybe we can get, full body tracking from the cameras and the controllers. That would be a better solution, in my opinion. Austin Searle, do you think that Call of Duty will be in VR? I think it's inevitable, mate. I think it's inevitable that one day these big studios will not be able to ignore VR any longer, and they will have to implement VR into some of these huge games. Whether that'll be PlayStation pushing them to do like a VR mode, like they've done previously in a Call of Duty game on PlayStation, I don't know, but it's inevitable. This is the future. Whether people want to believe it or not, this is the future of gaming. So it's going to happen eventually. It's just a question of when. Who knows? I need a neuro device. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Having tried, if you're interested, check out the Next Mind video that I did that kind of read your brain waves on the channel. That was a really great video. That kind of gives you an indication of what's possible with like tapping into your brain waves with VR. And, Valve have hinted at this, having full BCI, reading your brain waves. And it means that they could adapt the game on the fly. So if you're finding it too easy or you're getting bored, they could ramp up the difficulty or, throw a jump scare at you or something to make it more exciting. And I think that will completely change the dynamic. And it's something that you can only really do with VR. Can't really do it with flat gaming. So that's going to be really exciting. But again, it's just a question of when. And, I kind of wonder if people are ready to be strapping stuff to their heads to read their brainwaves right now. I don't know. 1 more minute to go, people. 1 more minute to go. Thank you for listening to me babble for the last 30 minutes. I really appreciate it. Thank you. How long are these usually? So I think the event is going to be about 1 hour and 25 minutes, according to the keynote schedule anyway. So yeah, get comfortable, get some snacks, get a drink, and we can chillax and enjoy this together. Babylon, Mike, Babylon. Your babbling is a pleasure. Oh, Richard Mullen. You're the real MVP, my man. Thank you very much, mate. I appreciate it. I hope I've kind of warmed you up a little bit, got you a little bit hyped. I'm certainly excited. Like I said, I have no idea what's going to be announced today. So I'm going into this clueless like you are. And yeah, like I said earlier, I don't have any hardware under the table to show you later on, but let's check out the live stream. It's just about to start, so enjoy, everyone. Thank you for joining me again. Let's go.
In a few minutes, we're going to share our vision for the future. And with all the scrutiny and public debate, some of you might be wondering why we're doing this right now. The answer is that I believe that we're put on this earth to create. I believe that technology can make our lives better, and I believe that the future won't be built on its own. It will be built by those who are willing to stand up and say, this is the future we want, and I'm going to keep pushing and giving everything I've got to make this happen. Now, I know that some people will say that this isn't a time to focus on the future. And I want to acknowledge that there are important issues to work on in the present. There always will be. So for many people, I'm just not sure there ever will be a good time to focus on the future. But I also know that there are a lot of you who feel the same way that I do. We live for what we're building, and while we make mistakes, we keep learning and building and moving forward. So for all of you who share these values, I dedicate today to you. In my mind, you're the heroes in our society who push the world forward. And as long as I'm running this company, I will do my best to celebrate this spirit and absolutely go for it.
Okay. Interesting. Interesting that they dropped the name from Connect. Someone posted that earlier on Twitter, which suggests that, they're going to change the name. They're going to drop Facebook.
We always ask, where is the future going to take us? But the real question is, where are we going to take the future?
There are no closed doors, no walls.
Holy mackerel, this is unbelievable.
We may have brain surgeons in Edinburgh operating on patients in New Zealand.
You'll send emotions, feelings, memories.
Imagine a world where we are represented the way we want to be.
In the future, it just feels like long distance won't be so distant.
There's a big frontier. Where do you want to go?
And we're just getting started.
Appreciate the past, utilize the present, but don't be afraid to create the future.
Interesting. Maybe that's a hint towards people building Horizon.
Hey, and welcome to Connect. Today, we're going to talk about the metaverse. I want to share what we imagine is possible.
Drink.
The experiences you'll have, the creative economy we'll all build, and the technology that needs to be invented, as well as how we're going to all do this together. The basic story of technology in our lifetimes is how it's given us the power to express ourselves and experience the world with ever greater richness. Back when I started Facebook, that mostly meant text that we typed on computers. Then we all got phones with cameras, and the internet became much more visual. And recently, as connections got faster, video has become the main way that we experience content. We've gone from desktop to web to phones, from text to photos to video, but this isn't the end of the line. The next platform and medium will be even more immersive, an embodied internet where you're in the experience, not just looking at it. And we call this the metaverse. And you're going to be able to do almost anything you can imagine. Get together with friends and family, work, learn, play, shop, create, as well as entirely new categories that don't really fit how we think about computers or phones today. Now, since we're doing this remotely today, I figured let's make this special. So we've put together something that I think is really going to give you a feeling for what this future could be like. We believe the metaverse will be the successor to the mobile internet. We'll be able to feel present, like we're right there with people, no matter how far apart we actually are. We'll be able to express ourselves in new, joyful, completely immersive ways, and that's going to unlock a lot of amazing new experiences. When I send my parents a video of my kids, they're going to feel like they're right in the moment with us, not peering through a little window. When you play a game with your friends, you'll feel like you're right there together in a different world, not just on your computer by yourself. And when you're in a meeting in the metaverse, it'll feel like you're right in the room together, making eye contact, having a shared sense of space and not just looking at a grid of faces on a screen. That's what we mean by an embodied internet. Instead of looking at a screen, you're going to be in these experiences. Everything we do online today, connecting socially, entertainment, games, work, is going to be more natural and vivid. This isn't about spending more time on screens. It's about making the time that we already spend better. Screens just can't convey the full range of human expression and connection. They can't deliver that deep feeling of presence. But the next version of the internet can. That's what we should be working towards. Technology that's built around people and how we actually experience the world and interact with each other. That's what the metaverse is all about. Now, the best way to understand the metaverse is to experience it yourself, but it's a little tough because it doesn't fully exist yet. Some of the basic building blocks are here though, and others are starting to emerge as we speak. We're starting to get a sense of how it could all come together and what it could feel like. So today we're going to do something a little bit different. Rather than just focusing on this year's products like a normal keynote, we're going to talk about the future. So let's start by exploring what different kinds of metaverse experiences could feel like, starting with the most important experience of all, connecting with people.
Oh, sick transition.
Imagine you put on your glasses or headset and you're instantly in your home space. It has parts of your physical home recreated virtually, it has things that are only possible virtually, and it has an incredibly inspiring view of whatever you find most beautiful.
Hey, are you coming?
Yeah, just gotta find something to wear. All right, perfect.
Boy.
Oh, hey, Mark. Hey, what's going on?
Hey, Mark. What's up, Mark?
Whoa, we're floating in space? Who made this place? It's awesome.
Right? It's from a crater I met in LA.
This place is amazing.
Boz, is that you?
Of course it's me. You know I had to be the robot, man.
I thought I was supposed to be the robot.
Whoa.
I knew you were bluffing.
Hey, wait. Where is Naomi?
Let's call her.
Naomi.
Hey, should we deal you in?
Hey. Sorry I'm running late, but you've got to see what we're checking out. There's an artist going around Soho hiding AR pieces for people to find.
3D street art? That's cool.
Send that link over so we can all look at it. This is stunning.
Okay, that is something.
That's awesome.
Wow. I love the movement.
Wait, it's disappearing.
This is amazing.
Hold on. I'll tip the artist and they'll extend it.
Wow. Brilliant.
If you guys like it here, I have another room that you're gonna love. Check out this forest room.
Huh, let's see it.
Koi fish that fly? That's new.
This is wild. Hey, one sec, Boz. It's Priscilla.
Hey, you have to see this. Beast is going crazy.
Oh, I love that guy. We've got to show that to the kids. Can you also send that to my dad?
I'll message him.
All right, see you at home. This place is great, Boz, but there's something I got to get back to. All right, so that's a glimpse of a few ways that we're going to be able to get together and socialize in the metaverse. It's a ways off, but you can start to see some of the fundamental building blocks take shape. First, the feeling of presence. This is the defining quality of the metaverse. You're going to really feel like you're there with other people. You'll see their facial expressions, you'll see their body language, maybe figure out if they're actually holding a winning hand. All the subtle ways that we communicate that today's technology can't quite deliver. Next, there are avatars, and that's how we're going to represent ourselves in the metaverse. Avatars will be as common as profile pictures today, but instead of a static image, they're going to be living 3D representations of you. Your expressions, your gestures, that are going to make interactions much richer than anything that's possible online today. You'll probably have a photorealistic avatar for work, a stylized one for hanging out, and maybe even a fantasy one for gaming. You're going to have a wardrobe of virtual clothes for different occasions, designed by different creators and from different apps and experiences. Importantly, you should be able to bring your avatar and digital items across different apps and experiences in the metaverse. Beyond avatars, there is your home space. You're going to be able to design it to look the way you want, maybe put up your own pictures and videos and store your digital goods. You're going to be able to invite people over, play games, and hang out. You'll also even have a home office where you can work. Your home is your personal space from which you can teleport to anywhere you want. Now, speaking of teleporting, there are going to be all kinds of different spaces that people make. Rooms like the ones that we just saw, but also games and whole worlds that you can teleport in and out of whenever you want. Teleporting around the metaverse is going to be like clicking a link on the internet. It's an open standard. In order to unlock the potential of the metaverse, there needs to be interoperability. And that goes beyond just taking your avatar and digital items across different apps and experiences, which we are already building an API to support. You want to know that when you buy something or create something, that your items will be useful in a lot of contexts and you're not going to be locked into one world or platform. You want to know that you own your items, not a platform. Now, this is going to require not just technical work, like some of the important projects that are going on around crypto and NFTs in the community now. It's also going to take ecosystem building, norm setting, and new forms of governance, and this is something that we're really going to focus on. Privacy and safety need to be built into the metaverse from day one. You'll get to decide when you want to be with other people, when you want to block someone from appearing in your space, or when you want to take a break and teleport to a private bubble to be alone. You're going to be able to bring things from the physical world into the metaverse. Almost any type of media that can be represented digitally, photos, videos, art, music, movies, books, games, you name it. And lots of things that are physical today, like screens, will just be able to be holograms in the future. You won't need a physical TV, it'll just be a $1 hologram from some high school kid halfway across the world. And you'll be able to take your items and project them into the physical world as holograms in augmented reality too. You're going to be able to move across these different experiences on all kinds of different devices, sometimes using virtual reality so you're fully immersed, sometimes using augmented reality glasses so you can be present in the physical world as well, and sometimes on a computer or phone so you can quickly jump into the metaverse from existing platforms. There are going to be new ways of interacting with devices that are much more natural. Instead of typing or tapping, you're going to be able to gesture with your hands, say a few words, or even just make things happen by thinking about them. Your devices won't be the focal point of your attention anymore. Instead of getting in the way, they're going to give you a sense of presence in the new experiences that you're having and the people who you're with. Now, these are some of the basic concepts for the metaverse. And while this may sound like science fiction, we're starting to see a lot of these technologies coming together. In the next 5 or 10 years, a lot of this is going to be mainstream. And a lot of us will be creating and inhabiting worlds that are just as detailed and convincing as this one on a daily basis. So even though it's still a long way off, we're starting to work on some of these foundational concepts today. Horizon is the social platform that we're building for people to create and interact in the metaverse. One part of this is Horizon Home, which is our early vision for a home space in the metaverse. Horizon Home is the first thing that you'll see when you put on your Quest headset. Today, there are already a bunch of options to choose from, and in the future, anyone will be able to create one. We've just called it Home until now because it's been missing something very important: people. Soon, we're going to be introducing a social version of Home, where you can invite your friends to join you as avatars. You'll be able to hang out, watch videos together, and jump into apps together.
Go.
Then,
years ago,
there is Horizon Worlds, which is where you can build worlds and jump into them with people. Horizon is designed to make it possible for everyone to create, and we're already seeing people build some really interesting experiences, from creating new games together to throwing surprise parties in VR that family and friends around the world can join. We started rolling out Horizon Worlds in beta last year, and we're adding more people and more worlds every day. And we also just launched Horizon Workrooms earlier this year for collaboration. Beyond Horizon, we're also making it easier to communicate with your friends across different layers of reality. This year, we're bringing messenger calls to virtual reality. You're going to be able to invite your friends to a messenger call, and soon you'll be able to explore somewhere together or join a game. Now, these are the kinds of tools that need to get built so that you can jump into the metaverse with your friends from anywhere. And they're going to unlock some pretty amazing experiences. Now, let's move on from some of these basic concepts and people just connecting to a completely different set of experiences around entertainment and gaming.
A lot of the stuff that they're announcing about Horizon already exists with VR chat and Neos. Just saying. Well,
Imagine your
cool.
best friend is at a concert somewhere across the world. What if you could be there with her?
I'm packing all my sneakers. I never had a car.
Yo.
You're here!
Tell it like it is. Love how you live. When you're doing what you do. Just tell the truth. Just tell it. Just tell it. Just tell it. Just tell it.
After party passes? Yes!
Just tell the truth.
Jumping in now.
What if there was an after party that anyone could go to, no matter where they were?
This is wild.
Hey, check this out. Charity auction happening. Oh, there's swag.
And when you go to the after party, you could connect with other fans, hear new versions of your favorite songs, and check out the merch that just dropped.
Ooh, I like that one.
Well, now you've got to get it.
You can start to see how the metaverse is going to enable richer experiences by letting us add new layers to the world that we can interact with. Creators and artists are going to be able to connect with their audiences in new ways and really bring them into these shared experiences. Now, there's a lot that needs to get built to create experiences like this, but we're working on some of these pieces right now with Spark AR. First, we're building tools that creators can use to place digital objects into the physical world and let people interact with them. And rather than just simple visual effects, new creator capabilities will support 3D objects that can respond and react realistically, including a realistic sense of depth and occlusion. In the next year, we're also adding the ability for creators to connect different physical locations into cohesive augmented reality storytelling experiences, like guided tours or scavenger hunts. We're also building a Horizon marketplace, where creators can sell and share 3D digital items. And our hope is that this will enable a lot more commerce and help grow the overall metaverse economy. Because at the end of the day, it is really the creators and developers who are going to build the metaverse and make this real. And to make sure that there's an ecosystem that can sustain hundreds of thousands of people working on this, which is what we're going to need to bring this to life, then it's critical that creators and developers can make a good living doing this work. Now, if you ask people today what they thought the metaverse was, a lot of people would probably say it was a Spider-Man movie. But the people who actually follow the space would say it's about gaming. And that's because gaming provides many of the most immersive experiences, and it is the biggest entertainment industry by far. Gaming in the metaverse is going to span from immersive experiences in fantasy worlds to bringing simple games into our everyday lives through holograms. Maybe you'll play old games in new ways.
So, Barcelona, huh?
Well, it's not New York, but
I mean,
like
that's
it.
pretty sick. I'm
New
not gonna
York
lie.
misses you. What's that?
I said, let me put my game face on so I can beat you.
Ah, okay. Check.
I gotta try another game face next time.
Maybe you'll go head-to-head with players from around the world.
Like a shop.
Some call it skill.
Keep talking.
Or maybe you'll do things that aren't even possible in gaming today.
Hey, Mark, down for a VR foiling sesh?
Now this is more my style.
Classic look. All right. Nice. Oh, nice choice, Mark. Ready to shred. All right, here we go.
Whoa.
Whoa, hang in there, Mark.
That's not good.
Hit this section, boom. All right, backflip. Yoo-hoo!
I've got an idea.
Hey, where are you going?
Gotta pump it to jump it.
What? I didn't even know that was an option. You're not gonna catch me now. Take that, unicorn. Oh, Tube City!
Kai, you're out of control.
Don't worry, I'll let you win next time. All good. Oh, that was a close one. You wanna go again?
Maybe later. I'm gonna need a lot more sunscreen though.
That sunscreen.
Oh man.
So funny.
Well, gaming is how a lot of people are going to step into the metaverse for the first time. It already has some of the most fully built out digital goods and the most active creator and developer communities, and major platforms like Epic are working to build out the metaverse, starting with gaming. For our part, we're heavily investing in building a healthy VR and AR ecosystem, so the game studios can keep building and gaming creators can keep creating. Now, Deb from our studios team is joining me. Deb, do you want to take us through some of the exciting games in the pipeline for Quest?
Absolutely.
Yes. Let's go.
Over the years, we've had the opportunity to work with incredible developers like Vertigo Games, the studio behind fan favorite Arizona Sunshine.
I love Arizona Sunshine. That game basically got me and my friends through the first few months of the pandemic.
That's awesome. If you enjoyed that, Mark, I think you'll be excited that we're partnering with Vertigo on 5 more great games from Deep Silver and others. We'll share more about this lineup very soon.
Nice. What else is coming?
Well, the metaverse is constantly evolving. So one of the most important aspects will be live service games that launch updates and new downloadable content regularly, like Echo VR, Beat Saber, Onward, Pistol Whip, and more. We're focused on this a lot right now, making sure games can build out active communities. Beat Saber has a passionate community.
Oh, I love Beat Saber.
So do I. And Beat Saber just passed $100 million in lifetime revenue on Quest alone. It's a great example of a game that keeps releasing fresh content. They've actually been working on evolving the way that you interact with the tracks and feel the music. Also, the team has been working on something really cool. Check this out. I can't wait to play this. And they keep partnering with incredible artists to release new music packs all the time. Did you play the Billie Eilish music pack last month?
Yeah, a little more than I should have. I probably should have been working more on this metaverse presentation.
Well, they have a great lineup of artists for 2022. And there's one more epic surprise before the end of the year. So stay tuned. Okay, have you played Population 1?
I mean, yeah, I love the game so much that...
For those who haven't, Population 1 is a thrilling battle royale that is only possible in VR. Since its launch at Connect last year, it has become one of the highest earning games on Quest and the biggest multiplayer FPS on the platform. You can have up to 24 people in at once for a match. We're super excited to keep launching big updates, like an all-new autumn event later in November and a Winter Wonderland update in December.
Population 1 have been killing it, to be fair. It's awesome.
Okay, here's something I know our community has been waiting for.
Lay it on us.
All right, this is a title from the Warp Frog team. This is the team that set the standard for VR combat physics when it launched on Rift in 2019. That's right, Blade and Sorcery Nomad, the built for VR medieval fantasy sandbox that pairs magic with melee, is launching on Quest later this year.
Cool. A lot of people love this game. I'm sure they're going to be buzzing for this.
For more gaming updates, look out for the 2022 Oculus Gaming Showcase. It's going to be loaded with news you won't want to miss. But Mark, I believe you have some news for us as well.
Yeah, you know, I have to say, it's really impressive to see this lineup come together over the last few years, but there's one project that I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah, this is one of the all-time greats, and we've been working for years to bring it to Quest.
I'm excited to announce that the Rockstar Games classic Grand Theft Auto San Andreas is in development for Quest 2.
No
This new version of what I think is one of the greatest games ever made
Hell yeah.
will offer players an entirely
Hell
new
yeah.
way to experience this iconic
GTA
open world
VR
in virtual
officially?
reality.
That's it, Mark. I'm moving to the metaverse.
All right, thanks, Deb. This is going to be amazing.
Show us.
Now, a lot of the most interesting games out there take advantage of how you can move around physically. Being able to look anywhere, move freely, it's just a fundamentally different experience from staring at a screen. This quality of being physically embodied and able to interact with the world and move around inside it, that opens up some completely new experiences that didn't really make sense before on 2D phones or computers. And one example that we are seeing take off is fitness. And speaking of that, I think it's time for my workout. A lot of you are already using Quest to stay fit. It lets you work out in some completely new ways. It's kind of like a Peloton, but instead of a bike, you just have your VR headset, and with it, you can do anything from boxing lessons to sword fighting to even dancing. You'll be able to work out in new worlds, even against an AI. Maybe you'll get some friends together for some 3-on-3. Maybe play pickup with people on the other side of the world. Or imagine your Facebook cycling group does an AR charity ride.
Let's go!
Complete with a leaderboard. Maybe you'll be able to train with the best, like you're right there with them. Like Lee Kiefer, Olympic gold medalist.
On guard. Bench. Don't be scared this fast. You seem like a natural.
Whoa. All right, that's a little too realistic. See you later, Lee. That was fun.
Good job, Mark.
And that's what fitness will be like in the metaverse. Now, I think we're going to see a lot more unique experiences emerging around fitness that take advantage of the full immersion in interactive training. Speaking of which, Supernatural just added boxing to its lineup, FitXR has new fitness studios coming next year, and Player 22 by Rezzil, which is currently used by pro athletes, is adding guided and hand-tracked bodyweight exercises soon. We're making a fitness accessories pack that makes Quest 2 more comfortable with controller grips for when things get a bit intense and a facial interface that you can wipe the sweat off of, making your sessions more comfortable. And that's all coming next year. But enough with the fun and games. It's time for everyone's favorite, work. Over the last year and a half, a lot of us who work in offices have gone remote. And while I miss seeing the people I work with, I think remote work is here to stay for a lot of people. So we're gonna need better tools to work together. Let's take a look at what working in the metaverse will be like. Imagine if you could be at the office without the commute. You would still have that sense of presence, shared physical space, those chance interactions that make your day all accessible from anywhere. Now imagine that you have your perfect work setup and you can actually do more than you could in your regular work setup. And on top of all that, you can keep wearing your favorite sweatpants.
Looking good. Let's get together real quick for a debrief.
I'm free now. Let's jump in. Hi.
Hey.
So what do we think?
I think it's ready.
Great.
I'll prep it for the presentation.
All right, good luck.
Imagine a space where you can tune out distractions and focus on the task at hand. And when you're ready to share what you've been working on, you can present it as if you're right there with the team.
Wait, where's Mark?
I think he's in the middle of something.
You can already see some of these elements in Horizon Workrooms, which we launched a couple of months ago. Later this year, we plan to introduce room customization, so you can put your own logos and posters in your workrooms. We're also introducing a new office space in Horizon Home, for when you want your perfect workspace to do some focused work or just cross a few things off your to-do list. We're also announcing 2D progressive web apps for the Quest Store, and as a new developer frameworks, they're easier to build. So you can drop in and check on a work project while you're in VR using services like Dropbox, Slack, or stay connected with Facebook and Instagram. This starts bringing more of your 2D internet services into the metaverse. And as we've focused more on work, and frankly, as we've heard your feedback more broadly, we're working on making it so you can log into Quest with an account other than your personal Facebook account. We're starting to test support for work accounts soon, and we're working on making a broader shift here within the next year. I know this is a big deal for a lot of people. Not everyone wants their social media profile linked to all these other experiences, and I get that, especially as the metaverse expands.
Yep.
And I'll share more about that later. But I'm genuinely optimistic about work in the metaverse. We know from the last couple of years that a lot of people can effectively work from anywhere. But hybrid is going to be a lot more complex, when some people are together and others are still remote. So giving everyone the tools to be present, no matter where they are, whether as a hologram sitting next to you in a physical meeting or in a discussion taking place in the metaverse, that's going to be a game changer. I think this could be very positive for our society and economy. Giving people access to jobs in more places, no matter where they live, will be a big deal for spreading opportunity to more people. Dropping our daily commutes will mean less time stuck in traffic and more time doing things that matter. And it'll be good for the environment. Actually, if you travel for work and working in the metaverse means that you just take one less flight each year, that's probably better than almost anything else that you can do for the environment. I think working in the metaverse is going to feel like a huge step forward. And these dynamics, like the ability to teleport places with people and interact around shared projects in virtual space, they're going to be valuable in a lot of other categories of experiences too. So now Marnie, our Chief Business Officer, is going to take us through some of them.
Thanks, Mark. We'll see you in a minute. What if you could learn about anything in the world just by bringing it closer to you?
So, we're gonna have an astrophysicist in the family.
Actually, I have to write this paper. Will you help me?
Let's take a closer look. What part of the solar system are we talking about?
Saturn.
If you were taking astrophysics, you could study in the metaverse.
Did you know the rings are made up of billions of icy particles?
Really?
Look at this.
You ready to do that paper now, right?
Yeah.
In the metaverse, you'll be able to teleport not just to any place, but any time as well. Ancient Rome. Imagine standing on the streets, hearing the sounds, visiting the markets, to get a sense of the rhythm of life over 2,000 years ago. Imagine learning how the Forum was built by actually seeing the Forum get built right in front of you. Hi, everyone. I'm Marnie Levine. In the metaverse, learning won't feel anything like the way we've learned before. With a headset or glasses, you'll be able to pull up schematics if you're studying, or maybe even the service manual for a vehicle you're learning to repair. Let's say you're a med student or a doctor. With apps like OSO VR, you can learn new techniques in surgery firsthand, practicing until you get it right. Or if you're studying Earth science, you could swim through the Great Barrier Reef, get up close to Earth's mightiest insects with your instructor, David Attenborough, whose VR documentary is playing now in Oculus TV.
This is a world of intrigue.
That's actually really cool.
A
You should
world
definitely
of
go check
wonder.
that out. It's very, very
A
good.
secret world hidden to the human eye. Explore the extraordinary world of Micro Monsters 3D with me, David Attenborough.
This is just one of the ways we're going to learn in the future. But in order to get there, we're going to need to help build the skill sets of the people who build these experiences. So we're setting aside $150 million to train the next generation of creators to build immersive learning content and increase
Holy
access
crap.
to devices. And to help more creators make a living building AR effects using Spark AR, we're going to establish a professional curriculum and certification process, make it easier to monetize, and put our Spark AR curriculum on Coursera and edX.
Thanks, Marnie. So that's a glimpse of the kinds of experiences that you might have in the metaverse. From connecting with friends, to gaming and entertainment, to work and education, and creation and commerce. Now, let's talk about how creators and developers are going to build all of this, and about the economy that we all need to create. The last few years have been humbling for me and our company in a lot of ways. One of the main lessons that I've learned is that building products isn't enough. We also need to help build ecosystems so that millions of people can have a stake in the future, can be rewarded for their work, and benefit as the tide rises, not just as consumers, but as creators and developers. But this period has also been humbling because as big of a company as we are, we've also learned what it is like to build for other platforms. And living under their rules has profoundly shaped my views on the tech industry. Most of all, I've come to believe that the lack of choice and high fees are stifling innovation, stopping people from building new things, and holding back the entire internet economy. We've tried to take a different approach. We want to serve as many people as possible, which means working to make our services cost less, not more. Our mobile apps are free. Our ads business model is an auction which guarantees every business the most competitive price possible. We offer our creator and commerce tools either at cost or with modest fees to enable as much creation and commerce as possible. And it's worked. Billions of people love our products. We have hundreds of millions of businesses on our platform, and we have a rapidly growing ecosystem and a thriving business. That's the approach that we want to take to help build the metaverse too. We plan to continue to either subsidize our devices or sell them at cost to make them available to more people. We'll continue supporting sideloading and linking to PCs so consumers and developers have choice, rather than forcing them to use the Quest store to find apps or reach customers. And we'll aim to offer developer and creator services with low fees in as many cases as possible, so we can maximize the overall creator economy, while recognizing that to keep investing in this future, we'll need to keep some fees higher for some period to make sure that we don't lose too much money on this program overall. After all, while a growing number of developers are already profitable, we expect to invest many billions of dollars for years to come before the metaverse reaches scale. Our hope, though, is that if we all work at it, then within the next decade, the metaverse will reach 1 billion people, host hundreds of billions of dollars of digital commerce, and support jobs for millions of creators and developers. We'll try to lay out how some of this commerce model will work, but I also want to be upfront about the fact that there's a ton that we just don't know yet. What I can tell you, though, is that we are fully committed to this. It is the next chapter of our work, and we believe for the internet overall. And our strategy and track record show that we will do everything we believe is sustainable to grow the community, the creator economy, and the developer ecosystem. And to tell us more about all of that, here's Vishal, our head of Metaverse products.
Thanks, Mark. As you said, our approach is to serve as many people, creators, and businesses as we can by keeping fees as low as possible and offering choice. As a company, we have been investing in commerce and creators for many years. But let me take a moment and explain how this will all come to life in the metaverse. For people, the metaverse will offer more choice than we've ever seen before. And most importantly, there will be a real sense of continuity where the things you buy are always available to you. Today, much of what you buy on the internet is inside a single app, website, or game. You might buy a custom skin for your gaming avatar, but you can't take it with you when you move to a new space. In the physical world, that would be the equivalent of buying your favorite sports team's jersey and never be able to wear it outside the stadium. In the future, you will be able to buy digital clothes for your avatar and then wear them into the metaverse more broadly. For creators, our goal is to provide a way for as many creators as possible to build a business in the metaverse. One thing we've learned from today's digital platforms is that we can't artificially limit innovation. We need to enable as many different types of creators as possible to unlock the best ideas. There will be many different kinds of creators in the metaverse. Creators who make digital objects, creators who offer services and experiences, and those who build entire worlds like game creators do today. We also want creators to have the biggest possible audiences. If a creator designs a signature effect to surround avatars, their fans should be able to buy it and then visit different spaces to show it off to their friends. Frankly, if a creator builds any experience, all of their fans should be able to enjoy it. Businesses will be creators too, building out digital spaces or even digital worlds. They'll sell both physical and digital goods, as well as experiences and services. And they'll be able to use ads to ensure the right customers find what they've created. Speaking of buying things, we're also exploring new types of ownership models and entitlements to ensure people feel confident that they actually own something. This will make it easier for people to sell limited edition digital objects like NFTs, display them in their digital spaces, and even resell them to the next person securely. In short, the metaverse will remove many of the physical constraints we see on commerce today and make entirely new businesses possible. While this is very exciting, the metaverse is all about co-creating. We're building this together with creators, developers, and entrepreneurs. So today, I've asked Jackie Aina to join me to start a conversation about what might be possible. Jackie is a beauty creator who launched her own lifestyle brand on Instagram called Forever Mood, where she sells candles with scents like cuffing season and partners with major brands on makeup drops. So let's meet Jackie in her space. Here we are in this digital space, totally inspired by you and all the things that you love. Jackie, I've been such a big fan of yours for such a long time. Tell me a bit about how you got started in social media.
So, rewind back to 2009. As it pertains to like beauty, I would go to like a makeup counter or go makeup shopping, and I always felt rejected, always felt othered. So I got so frustrated that eventually I was like, you know what? Not only am I gonna like not listen to them, but I'm gonna show other people how I'm making it work with my skin tone too.
How did you go from creating content, creating videos, to a product? You just, have a brand called Forever Mood. It's huge on Instagram shopping.
So Forever Mood was not only a bit of a love letter to me and my relationship with my mom. That's how we bond, was through fragrance ever since childhood. But it's been doing amazing, and we've actually been getting a lot of support.
Jackie, this space is pretty magical, and I know it kind of reflects the stuff you love. Like, tell me a bit about what you love and why this represents you.
Okay, so first thing, color is everything. I love pastels. You can see it in the brand. You can see it like a lot of times in what I wear. With the metaverse, when we're curating collections or even just brainstorming, this would be a great way to like gather us all together and literally kind of create atmospheres and environments and moods to just kind of enhance creativity. And then if I can invite people, it would be like inviting them in my home. You know what I mean? It'd be like bringing them into a piece of me. So I would want them to feel some of the things that I feel when I step into my house or when I light my candles.
Interacting with people in comments and having a conversation is a way to kind of get your fan excited about interacting with you, but also you feel like you get a connection to your community.
Too. Yeah.
And so this idea of reaching kind of into the comment section and pulling a fan in and having a conversation is pretty powerful. And it humanizes that person on the other end, of that comment. And I think there's a really interesting opportunity to think about how we build community and how we engage with our fans in a really deep way, as opposed to just through a comment box. Imagine for your biggest fans, you could have an exclusive launch party where anyone could visit, no matter where they were in the world.
I love that, because when we first launched the brand, everything was shut down because obviously quarantine, couldn't go anywhere. And I had this idea of doing like pop-ups for Forever Mood where we would have a room inspired by each scent.
And now, anyone from anywhere in the world could come and feel what you just described. Have that feeling, have that sense, really get into that mood. Also, you have your greatest fans, the people that care a lot about you, the ability to reach new customers, use advertising to keep growing your business. And you could also drop an exclusive product in the metaverse, where only available to your most ardent fans who paid special access to get to that product.
That's dope.
Commerce is going to be a big part of the metaverse. You'll be able to sell both digital and physical products. The butterfly effect transports us someplace magical.
Who the heck's gonna buy a digital candle? Am I the only one that just thinks this is just mental?
So beautiful.
So Jackie, as we walk through this amazing world, what does the metaverse mean to you?
I just feel like this is like endless possibilities with my imagination.
I can't even begin to imagine how meaningful the metaverse will be thanks to creators like you.
There's a lot here to be excited about. Just like the internet today, more people are going to have the freedom to find a business model that works for them, whether that's custom work, tipping, subscriptions, ads, or other monetization tools that may only make sense in the metaverse. Now think about how many people make a living on the internet today. How many of those jobs just didn't even exist a few years ago? I expect that the metaverse is going to open up lots of opportunities for people in the exact same way. Now, we have confidence in this general direction, and we're investing significantly in building for this future, but the reality is that no one knows exactly which models are going to work and make this sustainable. So we're going to approach this with humility and openness, and we're going to work with anyone whose efforts will help bring the metaverse to life. So now, Boz is going to join us to talk about what people are already building for the metaverse and what kinds of tools we can create to help out. Hey, Boz. I'm still kind of jealous of your robot avatar.
Yeah, man, you gotta have the robot when you're working your dance moves, right?
I mean, of course.
Look, Mark, we've been working on Facebook Reality Labs for a long time, but we always kept the same vision, which is that we want to build tools that help people feel connected anytime, anywhere. And that vision is what drives us today, to help people get together in virtual spaces. We've come a long way since the early days of VR, thanks to the developers and the creators who see the potential to entertain and to educate. But of course, we still have a lot farther to go. So to keep the pace of innovation moving faster and empower more use cases, we do have a few exciting announcements.
Today, we're introducing the Presence platform, which is a broad range of machine perception and AI capabilities that empower developers to build mixed reality experiences on Quest 2. You want to tell us more about the Presence platform?
Yeah, we've said before that realistic presence is the key to feeling connected in the metaverse. And the Presence platform's capabilities are what's going to deliver on that promise. Things like environmental understanding, content placement and persistence, voice interaction, standardized hand interactions. In fact, let's start with hands. I mean, the human hand is an engineering marvel, and bringing hands into VR was no easy feat. It required a lot of collaboration against product, design, research, but we continue to improve that product, finding new ways to navigate with gestures and interact with VR. So today, we're introducing the Interaction SDK, a library of modular components that will make it easy to add hand interactions to your apps.
That's pretty exciting.
Yeah, we really think that this is going to help people accelerate the build time for new and existing titles that allow people to use their hands more naturally in more virtual experiences. Now, in addition to hands, there's another exciting interaction space for VR. That's your voice. The Voice SDK lets developers integrate voice input into their games and apps so they can create new gameplay and navigation. So soon, you'll be able to jump into a FitXR workout and shake up your routine just by saying, "Surprise me." Oh, yeah, I've tried this one before. This one's really tough.
Yeah, me too. It is.
Since we launched the Pass-Through API, we've already seen breakthrough experiments from developers that blend the virtual and the real world. Soon, with our next SDK release, developers will be able to ship their mixed reality apps on the Oculus Store and an App Lab. Now, of course, access to Pass-Through by itself is not enough. To achieve that rich mixed reality experience, apps also need to be aware of things in the room and, blend the virtual objects with the physical environment around them so they can coexist in the same space. So developers want to be able to place, persistent world-locked content like animated holograms or your Instagram feed in your real space. And tools like spatial anchors and scene understanding capabilities will help make these mixed reality experiences feel seamless. Now, I'd gladly nerd out with you on the technical details of this with you.
I know.
But I think it's better to show you. Load the world beyond. This is Oppie. Oppie, come on, Oppie. Who's a good persistent state virtual object layered on an interactive pass-through environment? Oh, you are. Yes, you are. Oppie, sit. Pets in the metaverse, man. Just as stubborn as they are in the physical world.
You know, Boz, I always really wanted a forest in my living room.
Did you?
Not
This
really.
is like Tamagotchi 4.0.
I'm looking forward to how developers are going to be able to build a new generation of mixed reality experiences on Quest 2. And it also gives us a glimpse of the kind of worlds that people are going to be able to build.
Now let's talk about augmented reality. With Spark, we really focused on those use cases that allow people to both stay engaged with the world around them, but also stay connected to the people that they're not around. And creators are really leading the way here. And we're doing everything we can to support them with our know-how, with our resources, and of course, with tools. And for more on that, I'd like to say hi to Sue, the product director at Facebook Reality Labs and the head of Spark AR.
Thanks, guys. Spark AR is focused on building AR experiences that empower people to be more connected and at the same time, more present with the world around them. And creators are helping us build these experiences of today while exploring the possibilities of tomorrow. Fundamentally, we're democratizing AR creation and enabling a global community with the tools and knowledge necessary to develop the AR content and experiences that people love to use. Programs like AR Curriculum enrolled over 22,000 creators in less than a year, and we are adding additional programming to support more advanced creators. And the depth and breadth of content would not be possible without these creators. In 1 week alone, you'll see effects that bring moments like landing on Mars or the launch of a new album to life, all by tapping into everyone's imaginations. We're also powering experiences across Facebook, so imagine playing that AR Battleship game from your phone with a friend in the metaverse or on an augmented call. How cool, right? Right now, we have over 600,000 creators in our community with diverse needs and motivations for using AR to engage with their fans and audiences. We know people, more than 700 million monthly across the Facebook family of apps, are already using AR a ton. We see over 80 billion effects applied per month, and we want to make it even easier for anyone to find their spark. So we created a tool, codenamed Polar, that makes AR creation possible for novice creators who have no prior experience in art, 2D or 3D design, or programming. Think paint by numbers. So creators whose first love might be photography, video, or dance can enhance their content for their own special effects. And that's an important piece of this vision and this community. It's open to anyone and everyone who's curious. And the metaverse is well positioned to be a strong digital economy for creators from all walks of life. This is primitive to a functioning metaverse. And we want to make sure creators are ready to share their creativity and capitalize on this emerging opportunity from day one.
Thanks, Sue. So that's some of the software platform that needs to get built to deliver the metaverse.
Now show us
but
the hardware.
There are other important considerations here too. Hey, Nick.
Hey, Mark. Hope I'm not interrupting. You
Not
got a
that
sec?
hardware,
Have you
though.
got Oppie with you?
I think Oppie's still in the virtual forest, but I always have time for you. What's going on?
Look, I just love the presentation so far. It's such visionary stuff. But as you mentioned early on, with all big technological advances, there are inevitably going to be all sorts of challenges and uncertainties. And I know you've talked about this a bit already, but people want to know how we're going to do all this in a responsible way, and especially that we play our part in helping to keep people safe and protect their privacy online.
Yeah, that's right. This is incredibly important.
The way I look at it is that in the past, the speed that new technologies emerged sometimes left policymakers and regulators playing catch up. So on the one hand, companies get accused of charging ahead too quickly, and on the other, tech people feel that progress can't afford to wait for the slower pace of regulation. And I really think that it doesn't have to be the case this time round, because we have years until the metaverse we envision is fully realized. So this is the start of the journey, not the end.
Like I said earlier, interoperability, open standards, privacy, and safety need to be built into the metaverse from day one. And with all the novel technologies that are being developed, everyone who's building for the metaverse should be focused on building responsibly from the beginning. This is one of the lessons that I've internalized from the last 5 years. It's that you really want to emphasize these principles from the start. So at Connect last year, Boz outlined our responsible innovation principles, and the first one was never surprise people.
Right, and that means being transparent about how things work, what data is collected, and how that data is used over time. It also means giving people easy-to-use safety controls, as well as age guidance and parental controls for when youngsters are using these products.
And we're spending a lot of time talking with experts and getting perspectives from outside the company on what we're building, even before we build it. And this is about designing for safety and privacy and inclusion before the products even exist. And one example is what we're doing with Project Aria, our research device that helps inform the AR glasses that we're building. We're also funding external research on this. You know, last year we announced grants for research on the impact of AR, VR, and smart devices on people who aren't currently using them, especially communities whose perspectives have often been overlooked, as well as best practices for creating inclusive environments in virtual spaces. And this year, we're opening up support for even more research because we need those independent perspectives to make sure that we're living up to another one of our principles, consider everyone.
And that point is so important because this is a collaborative exercise. And in particular, we need to make sure the human rights and civil rights communities are involved. So these technologies are built in a way that's inclusive and empowering.
One of the advantages of starting right now is that we can collaborate with people at the very early stages of development, like what we're doing through the new fund that you announced a few weeks ago.
Yeah, the XR Programs and Research Fund. It's a 2-year, $50 million investment in programs and external research with organizations all over the world, like Howard University, Women in Immersive Tech, Africa No Filter, and universities in Seoul, Hong Kong, and Singapore. And this is crucial because, as we've said, the metaverse isn't something we're building so much as it's something we're building for.
Across the industry, we need to bring that same imagination and commitment to building for interoperability, openness, safety, and privacy as we do for all the other product aspects of the metaverse. These have to be fundamental building blocks, just like the other software and experiences that we've been talking about.
Right.
All right, thanks, Nick. So, one thing that we haven't talked about much yet is the future of hardware that will help bring the metaverse to life. We're working on multiple new products to advance the state of the art, unlock richer social interactions, and make it a lot easier to be productive. That must be Angela, our head of VR devices. Hey, Angela.
Hey, Mark.
Is that what I think it is?
I sure hope it is.
All right, come on in.
Come on, show us. What's in the box?
So, what do you think is the most exciting thing that we're working on right now?
That's hard to say. You know, we have such an exciting pipeline. But next year, we are releasing a new product that will push the boundaries of VR even further. We've codenamed it Project Cambria.
So this isn't the next Quest. It's going to be compatible with Quest, but Cambria will be a completely new, advanced, and high-end product, and it'll be at the higher end of the price spectrum too. Our plan here is to keep building out this product line to release our most advanced technology before we can hit the price points that we target with Quest. All right, so let's talk about some of the new advances here.
Yeah, sure. There's a ton of new tech going into Cambria. For example, your avatar will be able to make natural eye contact and reflect your facial expressions in real time. This way, people you're interacting with will have a real sense of how you're actually feeling. It does mean building more sensors into a form factor that's comfortable to wear for a while. And because we want VR to be for everyone, we also have to make sure avatars represent a diverse set of human facial features and skin tones, as well as paying attention to things like glasses and beards that might get in the way of some of the sensors.
So that's going to be a big step forward for social presence, and I'm really glad that we're focused on making it inclusive from the start. Now, what about unlocking more mixed reality experiences? I mean, imagine working at your virtual desk with multiple screens while seeing your real desk so clearly that you can pick up a pen and write notes without taking your headset off. Or, you're doing a workout with a virtual instructor in your living room.
It's going to be so cool. We're already seeing the potentials of these kinds of experiences today as people are building for our pass-through API. But with Cambria, we'll be taking this to the next level with high-resolution, colored, mixed reality pass-through. We essentially combine an array of sensors with reconstruction algorithms to represent your physical world in the headset with a sense of depth and perspective. Now, we're still a ways away from exactly matching what our eyes see in the physical world, but we're pretty encouraged by how far we've been able to advance the pass-through experience so far.
Definitely, but we also need to push the visuals to the next level. So let's talk about the progress that we're making on optics.
Yeah, we're pushing the limits of display technology and form factor with something called pancake optics. They essentially work by folding light several times over to achieve a slimmer profile than current lenses. Now, with several optical layers, we'll need to precisely control every aspect of design and fabrication to achieve that high-quality, artifact-free display and really just deliver the best optics ever in one of our headsets.
That's pretty awesome. But let's make sure that we leave some of the good stuff for next year's release, too. All right, now, I'm excited to keep building out this new product line over future generations so we can keep getting our most advanced technology into people's hands even before we can get it into our Quest product line.
That's our goal. We're starting to work with developers to build experiences for Cambria as we speak, and we're looking forward to sharing so much more with y'all next year.
Sounds good. Now, beyond virtual reality, we are also focused on the hardware to make true augmented reality possible. In a lot of ways, augmented reality is even harder. Not just because we need to invent a completely new optical stack that's not based on screens, but because we basically need to fit a supercomputer into a pair of normal-looking glasses. So we're approaching this problem from two directions. First, how much technology can we pack into a pair of normal, great-looking glasses today? And second, how do we take the long-term tech stack to do everything and keep miniaturizing and improving it until it fits into a pair of normal, good-looking glasses? On the first path, last month we launched Ray-Ban Stories, our first smart glasses in partnership with EssilorLuxottica. They're not full AR glasses yet, but they let you take pictures and videos, listen to music, and take phone calls while you're out looking at the world instead of down at your phone. And we built leading privacy features into the glasses, like the LED light whenever you're recording, which phones don't even have. And we delivered this in the iconic Ray-Ban style for just $299. These are all steps along the path to an embodied internet. But the ultimate goal here is true augmented reality glasses, and we've been working on that too. And today, I want to show you an experience that we've been working on for Project Nazare, which is the codename for our first full augmented reality glasses. Here, you'll see you're chatting with friends on WhatsApp and planning a game night. You can select a game, and then, as you walk over to your kitchen, you can easily just put your game onto the table and you're off. That's the kind of experience that augmented reality will unlock. There's a lot of technical work to get this form factor and experience right. We have to fit hologram displays, projectors, batteries, radios, custom silicon chips, cameras, speakers, sensors to map the world around you, and more into glasses that are about 5 millimeters thick. So we still have a ways to go with Nazare, but we are making good progress. I'm excited about our future roadmap, but even that's still early in a journey that's going to go on for decades. Immersive all-day experiences will require a lot of novel technologies. And for the last 7 years, our research team has been working on a broad array of technologies that are necessary for these next-generation platforms. Michael Abrash leads this team, and he's going to join me to talk about some of the future technology that we're developing. Hey, Michael, do you want to take everyone through our roadmap?
Sure. That covers a lot of ground, though. It's going to take about a dozen major technological breakthroughs to get to the next-generation metaverse, and we're working on all of them. Displays, audio, input, haptics, hand tracking, eye tracking, mixed reality sensors, graphics, computer vision, avatars, perceptual science, AI, and more.
Yeah, you're right. That's a lot. We probably only have time for a couple right now. You want to pick a few?
Well, I think the metaverse is really going to be first and foremost about connecting people. So I'd say let's start with avatars.
Yeah, I agree. The goal here is to have both realistic and stylized avatars that create a deep feeling that we're present with people.
Exactly, and we've shown codec avatars before.
Well, what can your face do?
These are pretty dope.
Well, I've always hoped you would ask me that question.
And it's a remarkable experience to see codec avatars in VR, and photorealistic avatars will be a huge breakthrough. But they're only part of the picture.
Yeah, because you're not always going to want to look exactly like yourself. That's why people shave their beards, dress up, style their hair,
Never
put on
shave your
makeup,
beard.
or get tattoos. And
Never
of course,
shave
you'll be
your
able to do
beard.
all of that and more in the metaverse.
So this next video shows how we're making progress on part of that with hair and skin rendering and relighting for 3D avatars.
I could have
She's
hair
going
again.
For
It would
medical
be a miracle.
field. I think she was interested into.
Now, I want to point out this technology is still very definitely research, but it shows the really high level of fidelity that avatars are ultimately going to need to reach. Notice that you can see the individual pores on his skin. Now, clothing is another important way to express yourself. And whether you want to simulate your actual garments, say you're making a quick call with your grandmother, or maybe you just want to be wearing a stylish blue Oxford shirt like me, you're going to need the ability to simulate clothing. So here's an early look at hand-cloth interaction. And you can see how the movement of the cloth when the hand touches and stretches it is really remarkably accurate.
Now, to use your avatar to teleport to a meeting or sit down for a chat in the metaverse, you'll also need realistic virtual spaces to be with people in. So let's look at that. Contrary to how this looks, this is actually not a video of the physical world. It's a 3D reconstruction of a mock apartment, which I guess just became clear when that bowl took off by itself.
Exactly. So what you can see here is that a researcher is moving around various objects on the right, and then on the left you can see the high-fidelity real-time rendering of the space and the moving objects on the left without the researcher. So what's critical here is that this is all happening in real time. That's what's novel here, and that's what differentiates it from CGI. So what we've seen so far is pretty awesome, but we all know what we want. We want the whole package, a full-body avatar in a virtual environment, so you're just there. Last year, we showed our very first full-body codec avatar at Connect. Here to tell you more about our progress since then is Yasser Sheikh.
Hi there. My name is Yasser, and I direct the Facebook Reality Research Lab in Pittsburgh. Well, that's not completely true. What you're seeing is actually a rendering of my pre-recorded codec avatar. Over the past couple of years, we've made quite a bit of progress with codec avatars. My avatar can now look left, look right, look up, look down, make facial expressions.
Here, you can see Elaine is in VR on the right. You can see her view of Yasser's avatar and the reconstructed real-world space that it's in on the left as she moves around the avatar. What you see on the left is an entirely virtual reconstruction. This gives you a sense of a future in which you'll be able to interact with another person's realistic avatar in virtual reality in real time. Now,
that is pretty cool.
Preventing others from using your avatar will be critical. That's why, even though this is early stage research, we're already thinking about how we could secure your avatar, whether by tying it to an authenticated account or by verifying identity in some other way.
All right, so we've talked about what we're going to be able to see, but of course, we also want to be able to actually do things in the metaverse. And while seeing your hands in VR and manipulating virtual objects is a big step forward towards that, then we're going to need an even easier and more intuitive way to interact with virtual content when you're on the go wearing AR glasses. And we believe that neural interfaces are going to be an important part of how we interact with AR glasses. And more specifically, EMG input from the muscles on your wrist combined with contextualized AI. It turns out that we all have unused neuromotor pathways, and with simple and perhaps even imperceptible gestures, sensors will one day be able to translate those neuromotor signals into digital commands that enable you to control your devices. It's pretty wild. So let's take a look at what EMG input is going to be able to do and where we are with it today.
This video shows some of the ways that we think that wrist-based neural interfaces can provide an important input tool for AR glasses. So at first, that input is going to just be around enabling basic gestures, click, scroll, select. But As the technology evolves, EMG input could potentially unlock full-speed typing, and it could give you subtle, personalized controls that you can use in any situation. This is genuinely unprecedented technology. So let's look at an early prototype that shows how it could be used in AR.
This experimental UI shows for the first time how EMG input could one day allow you to send a message in AR with your hand resting comfortably at your side without ever having to look at a screen. Notice how the researcher used an overt and highly visible click
what looks
gesture
like a Pip
to
Boy
send
on
the
your
first
wrist.
message. We've made a lot of progress over the last year, and we're now able to do the same thing with the smallest of movements of the hand. EMG enables this by picking up subtle neuromotor commands with remarkable precision.
So basically what you're saying is that you're going to be able to send a text message just by thinking about moving your fingers. That's going to be pretty amazing. But I guess it's just one part of the equation, because the other is AI that understands your context and can give you a simple set of choices based on that context. So let's take a look at an AI interaction model that we've built using Project Aria, our initiative to accelerate research into AR glasses and live maps that we talked about last year.
Remember the mock apartment we saw earlier? Well, we've indexed every single object in it, including not only location, but also the texture, geometry, and function of each one. We fed all that information into the Project Aria glasses Ming-Fei is wearing in this next demo.
And the reason is to simulate how AR glasses will ultimately be able to access data from a 3D map that will help them identify the real-world objects in the space around you and better understand your context so they can help you.
What's happening here is that the glasses are calculating where Ming-Fei is in the room, locating and identifying all the nearby objects based on the index mentioned earlier, and figuring out which of those objects Ming-Fei is interested in by observing her eye movements. That contextual information, in turn, enables the system to offer proactive assistance to Ming-Fei in a variety of ways. Here, the system knows that she may want to turn on the TV, so when she clicks while looking at it, the system turns it on. Ultimately, her AR glasses will tell her what her available actions are at any time.
Hey assistant, where's my favorite mug?
We're also working on a voice interface that will let you locate any object. Here, the system is displaying the current location of the mug. In the future, it might tell her where it is using speech or text, or it might highlight the location in her glasses.
Really, it's an early look at the sort of intuitive, low-friction interface that AI plus EMG input will enable in the future. This is how we'll all be interacting one day.
Thanks, Michael. That was awesome. All right, so I hope that gives you a sense of some of the technical challenges that we're working on to deliver deep and immersive experiences in the metaverse. A lot of what we've shown today isn't going to be available in the next year or two. Some of this is still a long way off. But this is some of the most exciting stuff that I've ever gotten to work on, and I'm just incredibly energized to be on this journey with all of you. And there's one more thing that I want to tell you about today.
Please, do.
I believe the metaverse is the next chapter for the internet, and it's the next chapter for our company too. So I've been thinking a lot about what this means for our company and who we are as we embark on this journey. We're a company that focuses on connecting people. While most other tech companies focus on how people interact with technology, we focus on building technology so people can interact with each other. One of the reasons I started Facebook was that at the time you could use the internet to find almost anything. Information, news, movies, music, shopping, except for the thing that matters most of all, people. Today, we are seen as a social media company. But in our DNA, we are a company that builds technology to connect people. And the metaverse is the next frontier, just like social networking was when we got started. Facebook was born in a specific time and place, a college campus, the web. It was what we could build at the time to put people back into our experience of technology. But connecting people was always much bigger. From way earlier on, I remember sitting in middle school classes, sketching in my notebooks, ideas that I wanted to code when I got home. And even though I didn't have the skill or technology to build it yet, it was always clear that the dream was to feel present with the people we care about. Isn't that the ultimate promise of technology? To be together with anyone, to be able to teleport anywhere, and to create and experience anything. Yet here we are in 2021, and our devices are still designed around apps, not people. The experiences we're allowed to build and use are more tightly controlled than ever. And high taxes on creative new ideas are stifling. This is not the way that we are meant to use technology. The metaverse gives us an opportunity to change that if we build it well. But it's going to take all of us, creators, developers, companies of all sizes. Together, we can finally put people at the center of our technology and deliver an experience where we are present with each other. Together, we can create a more open platform with more ways to discover experiences and more interoperability between them. And together, we can unlock a massively bigger creative economy. I know the internet story isn't straightforward. Every chapter means new voices and new ideas, and yes, there will be challenges and risks and disruption of established interests. But there will also be opportunities and benefits that we can't even imagine yet. For connection, for creation, for learning, and joy. We'll all need to work together from the beginning to bring the best possible version of this future to life. A future where, with just a pair of glasses, you will be able to step beyond the physical world and into the kinds of experiences that we have talked about today. I've been thinking a lot about our identity as we begin this next chapter. Facebook is one of the most used products in the history of the world.
Here we go.
It is an iconic social media brand. But increasingly, it just doesn't encompass everything that we do. Instagram, WhatsApp, Messenger, Quest, now Horizon, Nazare, and more. Building our social media apps will always be an important focus for us. But right now, our brand is so tightly linked to one product that it can't possibly represent everything that we're doing today, let alone in the future.
This is interesting.
Over time, I hope that we are seen as a metaverse company. And I want to anchor our work and our identity on what we are building towards. We just announced that we are making a fundamental change to our company. We're now looking at and reporting on our business as
They're going to call themselves
different
Meta.
segments. One for our family of apps.
No way.
One for our work on future platforms. And
So
as
like
part
when
of
people
this,
refer to the metaverse,
it
it'll
is
be like
time for us
the verse
to
by
adopt
Meta.
a new company brand to encompass everything that
What
we
is
do.
it?
To reflect who we are and what we hope to build, I am proud to announce that starting today, our company is now Meta.
What?
Our mission remains the same. It's still about bringing people together. Our apps and their brands, they're not changing either.
No
And
way.
we're still the company that designs technology around people.
Because they want to own the
Now
metaverse.
we have a new North Star to help bring the metaverse to life. And we have a new
Oh my
name that
God.
reflects the full breadth of what we do and the future that we want to help build. From now on, we're going to be metaverse first, not Facebook first. That means that over time, you won't need to use Facebook to use our other services. And as our new brand starts showing up in our products, I hope that people come to know the Meta brand and the future that we stand for. I used to love studying classics, and the word meta comes from the Greek word meaning beyond. For me, it symbolizes that there is always more to build. There's always a next chapter to the story. And for us, that's a story that started in a dorm room and grew beyond anything we could imagine, into a family of apps that people use to find one another, to find their voice, to start businesses and communities and movements that have changed the world. I'm proud of what we've built so far and excited about what comes next as we move beyond what's possible today, beyond the constraints of screens, beyond the limits of distance and physics, and towards a future where everyone can be present with each other, create new opportunities, and experience new things. It's a future that is beyond any one company, that will be made by all of us. We've built things that have brought people together in new ways. We've learned a lot from struggling with social issues and living under closed platforms. And now it is time to take everything that we have learned and help build the next chapter. I am dedicating our energy to this more than any other company in the world. And if this is the future that you want to see, then I hope that you will join us. Because the future is going to be beyond anything we can imagine.
Wow. Is that it?
Wow, wow, wow. I hope everyone was sitting down for that announcement. Never a dull moment around here, and I, for one, am already planning how I'll decorate my high-rise in the metaverse, and also updating my business cards.
God.
Does anyone
This is
actually
painful.
use those anymore?
I think this is just a segue to the next keynote.
What a way to kick things off. And now, to you, our community of creators, developers, and friends, welcome to Connect 2021. I'm Melinda Davenport. As we know, Connect has gone virtual for the second year in a row, and here at Meta, we want to say that we hope everyone is doing well and staying safe, and we just can't wait to connect IRL just as soon as we can. You know, in my time as internal comms director at Meta, I've learned that Connect is one of the most anticipated events of our year, and that epic blockbuster opener was only just the beginning. Today we have an incredible slate of announcements, sessions, and panels giving you an in-depth look at the new realities our developer community is building. You'll get an unprecedented peek behind the curtain as our team offers a glimpse at the many ways we'll be virtually connecting, creating, and collaborating in the not-so-distant future. Seriously, like pretty soon. So let's talk about what's ahead today and the many ways you can experience.
So yeah,
Connect
there's more
like
keynotes
never
today.
before.
Let's move
Coming
on.
up
Let's just talk for a bit, because I think we need to talk about what just happened. This is crazy. Can you believe it? They're calling themselves Meta. Like, does that just baffle anyone else, or is it just me? Like, like, what did we just watch for the last hour and 22 minutes? It felt like we watched like an hour-long trailer for what they want to build in the future. I get it. It's highly optimistic. I get it. But is this what people want? I don't know. Like, this kind of like metaverse already exists in many ways. What they're talking about already exists in VR Chat and Neos right now. I don't understand what they're going to bring to the table to change things and make things better, because they're going to bring money. You know, I suppose if that's your motivation, you're going to be able to build stuff and earn money in this thing. And I think in many ways, you know, they're trying to build the Oasis, aren't they? They're trying to build the Ready Player One world. But changing the name to Meta, so basically owning the name Metaverse, doesn't really jive with their whole ethos of being open and everything else. I don't know. Does anyone else feel that way? By the way, the chat is going so frigging fast that I can't even keep up with it. And my iPad is just like practically like dead. Frank's VR, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for covering the event. And for covering, yeah, it was a little bit cringe. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, like for me as a gamer, and I'm sure like you'll there'll be many of you out there that kind of like will feel the same way. It just felt like very disappointing. Like we know that Facebook want to build the metaverse. We knew that already. Like, but it feels like it was all talk, no real substance there. You know, they want to do it. I get it. But did I have to sit through an hour of them telling me, you know, what they're going to do? No. They want to do it. Great. But, like, show me some more practical use cases rather than just, like, these hologram videos. And it's weird. Like, did you notice that in all the videos, they were showing holograms? No one was wearing headsets. It was very weird. Just show me, like, what you actually want to build. And show me the products that we're going to be able to do this stuff with. Very, very strange. Very strange. On the flip side, though, away from like the whole meta thing, which I'm still baffled by, really, we did get a couple of game announcements for Quest. I can't believe it took us an hour and 22 minutes just to find out that we've got like 2 games coming on Quest. That is Blade and Sorcery coming to Quest, and also GTA San Andreas. Now that is actually legit awesome. Like, I'm super hyped for GTA San Andreas in VR. Totally down for it. So that'll be really cool. But yeah, other than that, all they said was that we're going to get some more Beat Saber content. I didn't actually catch as to what that was referring to with the Beat Saber content. I don't know if any of you saw that or what it actually referred to or what it meant. Feel free to let me know in the chat. Obviously, we're getting new Pistol Whip content, some new games from Vertigo Games alongside After the Fall, so that's pretty cool. And then they just kind of said, well, we're going to have like an Oculus gaming stream next year, and we're going to show some more stuff off then. Didn't even mention Medal of Honor, which I thought was really strange, because that's coming this fall. And rumor has it it's dropping on the 1st of November. There was a leak to suggest that it was dropping on the 1st of November, so I'm surprised they didn't even mention that. Very, very weird. Super chat from Wonder Platypus. Like I said earlier, it all seemed pretty hypocritical. We all want you to own your own virtual stuff, not just your headset. Yeah, exactly. It's very, very strange. It's very, very strange. Yeah, and then they were talking about fitness, learning in VR, and I'm down for that. I understand that learning is going to be a big deal in the future. But yeah, it's just very much like this is what we want to do in the future rather than what's actually happening imminently or right now. Yeah, a lot of you are upset. And I kind of get it. It was kind of disappointing. It was like an hour-long advertisement for just what they were calling the metaverse. And I'm glad I didn't do the drinking competition thing, because at the beginning of the stream I said it would be funny to do a drinking game that every time they say metaverse to drink, I would be dead right now. If I was drinking alcohol, I would be dead. So, yeah. So hopefully none of you followed that game, because, yeah. What started off as something that would be fun would be very dangerous, I think. They said metaverse like 100 times, if not more. No Boneworks. Crazy. They did show the new headset, which they're working on, which is, what is it? Project Cambria. So that's their business-focused headset, it seems. Project Cambria. Eye tracking, facial tracking, high price, not for consumers. They're not selling it at a loss, like the Quest. They're going to be charging full price for it. Mainly aimed at business and providing social presence in business, and having full mixed reality capabilities with full color stereo pass-through, which, yeah, pretty cool. Fancy new optics with pancake optics, which allows you to have this kind of slimmer and smaller form factor. So, yeah, Project Cambria, it's kind of interesting. Not something that I'm personally that interested in because, I'm a gamer after all. That's what I want. So it seems like, if you've bought a Quest 2 recently, you don't need to worry. The Quest 2 is still going to be the flagship gaming VR headset for, seems like going to be a while yet. So, yeah, you don't have to worry there. Let's see what the chat have to say. I want to sort of answer some of your questions before we sort of round up and say goodbye. Marketing towards consumers, big middle finger to gamers. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of, I obviously knew it wasn't a gaming event, but I did expect more, especially because they've talked about games from Ubisoft before, like Assassin's Creed and Splinter Cell. Like, why not just drop something in, like give us something to chew on for a little bit, some gameplay. Nero prop, so basically nothing new. Nothing new right now. No, nothing new right now. The Syndicate, I feel like we all wasted our time. Yeah. In many ways, we didn't get anything today that is really that massively exciting, other than the fact that we know that Grand Theft Auto San Andreas is coming. Like, that is dope. That is awesome. What about Boneworks? Exactly, Wolfie VR. What about Boneworks? Like, they didn't even mention it. Brandon Ware, this is an industry stream, not meant for consumers at all. Yeah, but come on, they know that consumers tune into this stuff. They know that there's been a lot of excitement for this event. When is GTA coming? They didn't give us any indication as to when. Waiting for Carmack. Yeah, that's from Frank Molia. Yeah, John Carmack does like an unscripted speech every Connect. I'm not quite sure. Oh yeah, it's 3:35 p.m. PT. So if you're in America, And that's always a good one to catch. He's very brutal, very honest. So if you want to hear his thoughts on what he thinks is going on, then that's going to be an interesting one to catch. I won't be streaming that. I'll be saying goodbye very shortly, but yeah. Carmack's speech is always worth catching for sure. So should I buy a Quest 2 this year or no? Phrase on. Yeah, I think you should. Like I said, they haven't announced a new headset for gamers, so the Quest 2 is still going to be the flagship headset for gamers. It's the most affordable headset that can do both standalone and PC VR, so yeah, it's still the one to buy right now. They only just announced like a 128GB model, so you know, I kind of had a feeling that it would kind of be business focused and wasn't going to be gaming related, but the white texture map did have me wondering if they were going to announce 2 headsets, but obviously that wasn't the case. Would you recommend the 64GB model for game devs? I mean, if you're a game dev, you know, it's a business expense. go for the highest one you can get, I suppose. Meta, most exclusive trademark around. What's the best gun game? Resident Evil 4 is epic. You know, Resident Evil 4, I loved it so much. Let me show a little trailer for Resident Evil 4. It's so good, dude. I was so hyped with all these leaks for this. The Syndicate, that's the thing, dude. Like, people have been talking about a Quest Pro, no joke, for 9 months now. 9 months. That is, I'm being deadly serious. People have been talking about a Quest Pro for 9 months. Getting everyone hyped, and then look what happens. Nothing gets announced that's for us. Cambria is a business headset. It's essentially a Quest Pro, but for business. This is the thing. You know, all this speculation, all this nonsense. You've just been wasting your time. Metaverse is already here and it's called VR Chat and it's not censored by Meta. Radicate Ugo. I totally agree, dude. I totally agree. Like, VR Chat already have an ecosystem where you can buy stuff. They have the VCat, you know, the market where you can go and buy avatars and, you know, different clothing. You can change it up. Like, you've got full body tracking, full facial tracking now. That's basically what they're trying to build. It already exists. It's just on PC. That's the only difference. Like, just to sort of round this up with some of my final thoughts, like, you know, obviously we don't have a new gaming headset for next year. The Quest 2 seems to be like the one still going to go forward. And some people are mentioning in the chat right now, and I totally agree with them. And I think PSVR 2 is really going to be the one that excites me and excites VR gamers. I think they're the ones that are going to really deliver on the content that we want to play. And I think their strategy, as far as I'm aware, is to bring VR modes to AAA games. So they're funding devs that are making AAA content that you know and love, like Gran Turismo, Horizon, Call of Duty, and then saying, you know, we're going to pay you to add a VR mode to that game so you can experience it in VR. That's going to be their strategy going forward. So you're going to get a lot more hybrid games, you know. They're not going to be purely dedicated to VR because it's still risky for developers. So adding VR modes to games that people know and love, like Oculus did with Resident Evil 4, is going to be a smart move. But that's going to be PlayStation. Pimax 12K. Yeah. The thing is, you can have a Pimax 12K, but what are you going to play with it? That's the big question I asked on Twitter the other day. And I get it. Some people are into sim racing. Some people are into driving sims. I get it. But yeah, for me, as a gamer that just like wants to play every VR game available, like a Pimax doesn't interest me at all. People aren't developing for PC VR at the moment. The Sequay. Do I buy a Quest 2 or not? Yeah, totally, dude. Buy a Quest 2. Do it. It's going to last you a long time, yeah. At least another year, so you don't need to worry about that. So get the Quest 2 for gaming. Yeah, like I said, it's going to be good for another year, I would say, at least. As we didn't have an announcement, you're going to be good. PSVR 2 will launch 2022, but you won't be able to actually find one until 2027. Yeah, sadly, that might actually be true. Sadly, that might actually be true. When are the next broadcasts? So they're going to be throughout the whole day. If you want to catch the broadcasts, they're going to be available on the Facebook Reality Labs Facebook page. Go and check them out there. Or you can watch them in VR if you've pre-registered through the Facebook Connect website. So you can watch them in VR through venues. But I won't be streaming them. I just wanted to stream the main keynote. Yeah. I missed this, but is it true GTA is coming for the Quest? Yes, so GTA San Andreas will be coming at some point to the Oculus Quest, but we just don't know when yet. PC VR is much better than standalone from Chaos Banana. It totally is, but not everyone can afford to buy a PC. It's a big barrier to entry. Big barrier to entry. And the Quest has done great things in sort of, you know, making VR accessible to a lot of people, which, you know, hats off to Oculus and Facebook for doing that, totally, 100%. But, you know, what they're doing with the metaverse, I'm very skeptical right now. I'll see what happens when they actually deliver it, you know. All this is just a lot of hype and speculation and plans for the future. I want to see what actually happens. I sound disappointed. I'm a little bit, well, yeah, I am disappointed. I'm not going to lie. I am disappointed. I just wanted to see more games. I just wanted to see more content. Because that's why people buy headsets. You know, I wonder if the whole concept of the metaverse is going to be appealing for people to go and buy a headset. I don't know. I don't know. For me as a gamer, you know, I buy consoles or headsets based on the content I can play, not on the spec sheet, you know. Should I buy a Quest 2 or wait? Buy one, dude. Buy one. It's a great headset. You just need a Facebook account, but it's a great headset. Facebook just paved the way for PlayStation VR 2, Nathy. Yeah, you got it, bro. PlayStation are going to be the ones that satisfy gamers' needs, I believe. So I'm going to go for a couple more minutes, and then I'm going to say goodbye. But yeah, I really appreciate you all stopping by, by the way. You know, as much as the event itself was kind of disappointing, it's always great to go live and interact with you all and chat with you all. Something I should probably do more often on the channel. I do enjoy going live. You know, playing games. I don't do that enough on the channel during live streams, so maybe I should do that more. If you want to see stuff like that, let me know. Paradise Decay, thank you for moderating the chat. I really appreciate your help and support, mate, as always. I got to give Paradise Decay a great big hug recently when I saw him at EGX, and that was really great. So yeah, I love meeting up with the community and getting to give them a real hug, not a virtual one. Is the Pro coming? Project Cambria, that's what the Quest Pro is called. Project Cambria, business-focused headset, but it looks like it's coming next year. Any UK meets planned? EGX was the only one I knew about. I'm potentially thinking about CES, but it's in Las Vegas, so it's a long way for me to go. But it might be kind of fun to check out some stuff there. Should I buy a Quest 2 or an Index Rage Storm? Yeah, I use my Quest 2 more than I do my Index, purely because it's wireless. So if you've got a good Wi-Fi setup at home, then I would say go for the Quest 2, especially if it's your first VR headset. At least then you know what to expect and you're not putting down $1,000, you know, you're just putting down $300. Rock Paper Grenade, thanks for the live stream. Oh no, thank you for joining, man. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. So yeah, now's a good time to say goodbye. So yeah, thank you again for everyone joining me today. I really, really appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your day, whatever you're doing. If you're a Quest owner, go and check out Resident Evil 4 VR. It's an excellent game. I really enjoyed it. One of the best games I've played this year so far. Yeah, have a great rest of the week, and we'll be on the F Reality podcast this Saturday, and I'll be talking with the guys, Nathy, Rowdy, and Zim, digesting more about our thoughts on what just happened on this live stream, because I'm still kind of like in shell shock a little bit over the whole Meta thing. I really can't believe they changed the name to Meta, really, honestly. But yeah, thank you again. Love you all. And yeah, I'll see you all again soon, no doubt. Take care. Cheers.